What's going on, Bruce?
Hey, Jody, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I just realized I've had maybe a little too much caffeine today.
Oh, there's no
A
such
little. I
thing.
was like about to hit record, and my hand was like, I was like, "Ooh,
Oh man. Yeah.
caffeine is good."
All right. Maybe there is too much. Yes. I am feeling significantly better than last time. I don't normally listen to, heavy conversation. I don't go back and listen to us
Yep,
talking about
yep.
the thing we've talked about. But I was playing another podcast and I walked out of the room and I came back and hours had started on my phone. And
Yep.
so I was listening and I was like, man, I just sounded like drained. So
Hmm, hmm.
I'm feeling much better. I'm,
Yes,
you know,
you look
back to
bright-eyed,
normal.
and looks like you got
Yes.
a new haircut,
Yes, finally got a new haircut.
a
I've
fresh
been holding
fade.
off because I was waiting on a thing that's coming up that
Yeah,
shoot. So I wanted to make sure that
you're
you've
all
got to
fresh and
strategically,
tight. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
because it's
And I
not
mean
like you don't
there's
want it like the day of. You want it like a couple days.
totally, and there are stylists there, so that's going to help. But it's
Hmm, hmm.
I like to kind of set the tone for here's what can be done with my hair. So if you'd like
Yep.
to clean that up, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So speaking of photo shoots, some of the stuff that I did back in January when I went to Canada, shot for Big and Tall brand up there, Big and Tall
Hmm.
brands up there, George Richards and Mr. Big and Tall. Some of that stuff starting to come out, so it's kind of cool
Nice.
to see that again. I've seen a couple photos and I saw a quick video um, that showed up on social media, and yeah, it was fun. It's pretty neat. It's always cool to kind of see the finished product of all that
Right.
stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's different when you're on the other side of the camera.
definitely.
I mean, I guess you're more used to it. You've been a model for years now, but
It's funny because it's so much of it is like the photographer. I go in and like for this shoot that I'm seeing photos from now, it's there was one part where we were in this room that had a motorcycle that had like this
hmm.
old, like, I don't know, late 70s early 80s like Yamaha, and it was not functional. So I
Yeah,
was kind of like, is this gonna actually, how's this gonna look? Sometimes you can see it, sometimes for me
yeah.
it's harder. And so like it's me leaning on it and a couple other guys coming in and I'm talking to them and the whole thing. And
Hmm, hmm.
so that's one of the photos that I got to see, and it looks great. It all worked out. It looks really good.
Nice.
It fits. And yeah, so if you are looking at their website, or I know there are a couple places on their website that some of the photos started to show up.
Hmm. I think I
And
saw him on Instagram or something.
yeah, I think Instagram. I know one of the other models, Syed, had been sharing. He's the prep guy based in Toronto,
Hmm.
and he had shared a couple things. And I know their Facebook for Mr. Big and Tall has at least one photo up there. So yeah, you can kind of check it out. It's just fun to see. It's neat. It's neat to kind of get to do that with a lot of different models of different ages, shapes, sizes,
Yeah,
ethnicities. And it's fun. So yes,
it's always
but
fun to see a project that you worked on kind of, and it's weird because they always kind of come out later. So I mean, it's almost like you
yeah,
kind of forget about it. And
right, right. So by the time it's out, you're kind of past that and on to whatever the next thing
yep,
is. So
yep.
yeah, that's kind of where I was at with that. You know, um, so I don't, totally changing the subject. Yes.
Okay, all right.
So I don't wake up to an alarm. I mean, I've got
Okay.
a 3-year old, so I guess I kind of do.
Yep,
But
yep, yep.
I was laying in bed and I was kind of half awake, half asleep, and this was like 4 in the morning. And all of a sudden I hear this huge boom, like a bomb dropped or something. And then I hear a loudspeaker, and it is the police department saying that they're serving a warrant on
Oh,
someone in the neighborhood. So
Jesus.
not technically in my neighborhood, but kind of like the next, like,
Like street over or something.
yeah, like my backyard or backyards
Oh, okay.
touch or whatever. There was all kinds of light coming in our bedroom window. There's this big explosion, the loudspeaker.
What the?
I don't know what the explosion was like.
Yeah, I'm like, did
I've
they?
never, yeah, I've never been
Yeah.
in a situation like that, so I don't know
Well, I
what.
mean, I'm like envisioning like a flash grenade or something. Like they, like
Right.
I don't know. But why would they do that for? I mean, I don't know what kind of warrant this person had, but
I don't either.
don't
I
you
don't
normally
either.
have to announce that you're doing something and then like
I
I don't
think
know.
the element of surprise is probably a big piece
Yeah, well, yeah,
of
I'm
that.
like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. So it was, yeah, it was
Because
crazy.
you heard the bang before the
It was
yelling or
like,
the loudspeaker.
yeah, it was like boom. And of course, I mean, I was up then and,
Yeah.
you know, just was like, what is happening? And, you could hear it, but I sure wasn't trying to look out there and
Mm-hmm.
watch what's going on. Because if they're doing all that, there's probably a reason.
Something's
And I'm
going.
not,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Just
not trying
watching.
to gawk and get caught in the crossfire.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that kind of reminds me of when I don't know if I ever told the story. We lived in Vegas. There was, I don't know what happened. Oh, there was like a shooting at the gas station kind of down the street from our neighborhood,
oh,
and
wow.
they chased somebody into our neighborhood, but the police or SWAT team like had full like army gear on and like huge like
Woo.
machine, I don't know what the hell machine guns they were, but they're like
Yeah.
walk, and I'm like looking out the window and they're like, get away from the windows. I'm like, holy shit, what is going on in my
Oh,
neighborhood?
man.
What is
Yeah.
happening? Ugh.
Yeah. You never
I'm like,
know.
am I what this is a war zone? What's happening? Where do I live
Right.
now? That was in
Yeah.
North Vegas, so
Oh,
that
wow.
was a fun area to live in.
Oh, I bet.
Hearing gunshots, and you're just like, yeah, those are fireworks. Uh-huh,
Yeah.
fireworks.
Yeah.
Let's go back inside now.
I mean, we're out in East Portland. I mean, you were out here for a while and it's
Yeah.
you get a little bit of everything out here. So
Yep.
it's,
Yep.
that is definitely something that you kind of get used to, but like where we live, it's, you don't run into nearly as much of that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah. That's good.
but
Yeah, I don't hear, I mean, my apartment's pretty insulated, so I don't hear much. In
yeah.
the summertime, or if I have my windows
Yeah.
open, you can hear random things. I'm like, was that
Yeah.
gunshots or was that fireworks? Because people sure do like to
Right.
set off their fireworks here in Portland. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. It's true. It is hard to tell sometimes. So,
When you're
yes.
like kind of asleep, you're like, what was
Right.
that?
I choose to believe it's
Yep.
fireworks.
Yep. I know, that's my brain's just like, yep,
Yeah.
fireworks.
Yes.
Well,
So
that's a fun thing to wake up to at 4 a.m.
yeah, so I've been bright-eyed and bushy-tailed ever since. I'm just
Oh,
like, yep. Um
that's funny.
yeah.
Anytime if I'm awake that early, I feel like I'm like gonna crash at like 10, 11 o'clock. I'm like, oh boy, I'm
Right.
already tired.
Yep. Yep. I know it feels like it'll be an early night. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, maybe it'll be another fun ruckus night in the neighborhood or something.
Maybe. Let's hope for calm. So the thing that we're actually here to talk about today, there are a couple things, but one of them is that DXL, our friends at DXL, they've launched kind of a new brand positioning, like a new sort of marketing campaign. It's brand positioning is like how they talk about their brand, how they talk about DXL and what it is, and so they have kind of over the last week they've been promoting this, is that they are pushing brand positioning that is built around wear what you want. So this campaign elevates the company's commitment to big and tall men, highlighting their unparalleled fit expertise, the broadest assortment of brands and exclusive style options, the highest standards of quality, and an experience like no other. Ultimately giving guests the freedom to choose their own style and fits their look, personality, and mood. And so they've got a whole page about this on their website that kind of talks about how you can shop like everyone else. It's kind of they're trying to be more welcoming and get the point across that hey, we've got a lot of options. You can put together looks in the styles that you're interested in, and go from there. And they talk a little bit about some things like the DXL factor.
Yeah, I like
It's
that.
yes, It is the belief that a great wardrobe isn't a privilege, but it's your right. So it's the freedom to choose from the largest assortment of the best brands and the most exclusive styles. So yeah, they talk about that. They talk about fit, comfort, and movement. They're really hitting on a lot of these pain points that bigger guys have when they are looking for clothes or when they go through the shopping experience. We know how horrible that can be. And so this is how they are approaching it. They're kind of talking about how they curate brands and exclusive styles. And yeah, it's pretty neat. It's kind of a cool way to approach it because there really aren't brands that are, knocking those things home for this audience.
Yeah, exactly. And it's nice that they're talking about like the exclusive brands that they have. And since I used to work there a long time ago, I kind of know a bunch about, all these different fits and stuff like that. But it's nice that they are kind of pushing that exclusivity. Well, and that's not the right word. Well, I mean, kind of, because some of the brands are like you can only get the big and tall versions of those at DXL, which is kind of cool.
Sure. Right. It is good that they have those kind of things. And I mean the sizing is a really unique thing to them that they are very much in control of that. Yeah, and they're willing to help you find the stuff that you want. So it's kind of cool that they're really pushing those things and getting that stuff out there. I think it's something that if you shop there or if you write about them regularly,
Right,
or if
right.
you've worked there, this stuff, but they are doing a better job of, getting that in front of their audience. I mean, if you go to their website right now and look at it, you'll see that's what it's all about. An awesome new wardrobe is right in front of you. Whatever your look, wear what makes you you. So it's all about, your own personal style and how do you bring that to the table and how they can help you do that. So yeah. So definitely
it's nice that like all the different brands that they have, the sizing runs basically the same. That was like a big thing, because sometimes you
yes.
go to a store and sometimes this brand is this size and this brand you need to get this size. So once you kind of figure out what your sizing is at DXL, you can kind of be pretty safe to get anything in that size in that store. So that's always
Absolutely.
a nice thing.
Yeah.
There may be a slight little variations with some of the bigger brands, but they do have control over some of that sizing as well. So it's really
Definitely. Yeah. So check it out. Check it out and see. I mean, they've always kind of made it easy for customers to come in and find things. And now they're really just putting that at the forefront and saying, hey, this is what we do. So
yeah.
yes.
And they're getting even better about using different body types and sizes, lots of big bodies in their advertising, which is nice to see still.
Absolutely.
I'm glad that the new CEO definitely made that the forefront of their advertising.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. It is cool to see lots of different people. You really see yourself reflected basically across the spectrum of big and tall. So
yeah.
Beer time?
Oh, yes, please.
All right. What do you have this week?
I have Little Beast Brewing here in Portland. I have I don't know that if it has a name. It just says Czech style Pilsner.
Nice.
So Little Beast Brewing. I didn't pull it up on my Untapped. I'm a little slow today. Whoop. And it doesn't say anything on here really. I'm a slow person.
Little Beast is a brewery here in Portland, that is beloved. So yeah. I don't really know what they specialize in. I do know that I like their logo and enjoy their beers. So there's that. Not one that not a go-to, but I've always enjoyed
sorry y'all. A simple and true to style lager brewed with Bohemian malt and Czech grown, is it Saaz S-A-A-Z hops.
I'll say Saaz. Why not?
Saaz? I don't know. Toasted biscuit and bready malt flavors.
All right.
Classic spicy hop character and a refreshingly crisp finish. Biscuity.
Nice. So what do you think?
Yeah, it is. It's kind of
Yeah.
dry, that bitterness. But it's not like a super hoppy. It's just kind of that, I guess maybe that biscuity malty flavor.
Yes. And well, that's good. That's good. You can't go wrong with that. I went to a pizza place last night. That's an old school pizza place that's been out here for a long, long time out here in East Portland called Pizza Baron, and I had never been there before. I will say that going in and ordering and that whole process, not great, but the pizza makes up for it. So you have to order at the front, and it's this little area where there were like 28 people all gathered around, and it was our first time in there. It was me and my two boys, and we stood in the door, kind of trying to figure out what was going on until some lady said, "Can you come in? It's cold. It's too windy." So we came in and tried to understand what was happening, and nobody explained anything. So finally realized you can actually just go and sit down. We went and sat, and then I went back up and ordered. Pizza was great. They have their own beer, which I'm sure it's I don't know, it was some kind of Pilsner, but it was called like Baron Brew or something like that.
Nice.
Very tasty. I did only get one because to order another, I would have had to go back up to the front to order that, which I did not love. I'm guessing most people would order like a pitcher, but
yeah,
I wasn't there
the
for
Baron Brew.
Yes. So
yeah, just a light lager. That's all it says.
Yeah, I know. I asked them what it was, and they said, "Oh yeah, it's a light lager." So it's something along the same lines. So okay,
I wonder if it
fair enough.
actually is their beer or if they're just like selling.
Yeah, it's probably like Keystone Light.
I know. I'm like, what are they doing?
Yeah. So whatever. Either way, it was fine. It was good. So, yeah. So
very, very light.
Yes, very light.
I can see that picture, and I'm like, that looks like dirty water.
Yes. It was kind of the perfect beer for the situation.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It worked out. I have kind of been feeling those lighter beers for the last week or two, as I've kind of been getting back to where I can breathe and talk and all of that. I've just kind of been like, okay, that's what I'm going
take
for.
it easy. And
yeah. So yeah.
Excuse me.
So I am abstaining from beer today because I have a bunch of things to do, and I'm trying to kind of prep for my trip next week. And so I'm kind of holding off on beer until I arrive at my destination. So it's just water for me today.
Yeah.
But
are you leaving today?
No, I leave. Okay. I leave. Well, by the time this is out, I am leaving. So yes, I leave today based on the time that this comes out. So if you're listening to this on the day that it releases, yes, that's right. So, yeah, but I'll be back by the end of the week. So, relatively quick trip. I'm excited and ready to do it. And I get back, and I'll be back for a couple days, and then it is spring break for schools here in Portland.
Oh,
and
wow! Geez.
We are taking a road trip. We're going to road trip to California from Oregon, and go and do some fun stuff. So
that's quite depending on where in California, but
we're gonna stop a lot. It's gonna take a few days. We're going down to Sacramento. I'm gonna go down and see a buddy, and then we're gonna go to the Bay Area. So we're just gonna kind of take it slow, go drive a few hours. I mean, when you've got a 3-year-old, you're driving a few hours, and that's it. Between the 3 kids, the older ones could definitely handle it, but we also just kind of want to make it fun. Stop in some places we haven't seen.
Yeah, stop on the weird, lookout locations, and
that's like one of the things with being here is it's been, I guess I've lived here for 8 years now, something like that, and there's so much of this state that I still haven't seen, and it's weird to live in a place for that long and not really know it all that well, so we're going to explore on our way down. We're going to hit, some of the things some of the towns that are along the way, and just kind of get a feel for it. And then we're going to go down to California and do that. So,
Nice.
yes, should be fun.
A nice spring break getaway.
Yes. So, if you want to try any of our beers, check the Untapped beer list, the Heavy Conversation beer list at Untapped, and you can see the beers that we have enjoyed and try one for yourself.
Yeah.
Let's
Lots of Portland beers. We're trying to expand the brewery locations, but
yes, if you're listening to this and you are not in the Oregon, California, Washington area, if you're not on the West Coast, we'd like to know what breweries you like, what beers you recommend. We want some things that are not in our area, that we can't easily get necessarily, or that we might not have tried. So we're always looking for new and interesting beers. So the last thing that I've got here is we've talked about Wide, the brand, before, I think. So yeah, they're a Canada-based brand that is doing some really cool, fairly fashion-forward kind of stuff for big and tall guys. And they recently introduced denim. They've got shirts, they've got jumpsuits, and now they have introduced belts. So
okay.
I know that for me personally, I have a love and hate relationship with belts because they can be uncomfortable. They can, constrict you in ways that you don't always like. So getting the perfect belt is important. And so Wide has put a lot of work and effort into these new belts that they're offering. And they've got a genuine Italian leather belt. It's available in black or brown. And if you don't want that, they've got the belt that I love, the belt that has changed the game for me, a stretch woven belt.
Okay.
Because they are phenomenal. And so that's available in black, and their sizes are available up to 60 waist. So
nice.
A lot of options there. The belts, the leather belts are they're wide, like the brand, and the woven belt, it's elastic trim, and it's got some Italian leather near the buckle and around the loop that holds the rest of the belt in. The great thing about the stretch woven belts is that you can make that fit however you want. There's so many options. It's not just based on holes, it's based on sliding between the elastics. So you've got these great options. I really like what they're doing. I think Wide is trying to bring some new and interesting things to the table. So it's cool to see what what they're doing and what they're offering customers. And like I said, jumpsuits, loungewear, swimwear, shorts, they're doing all that stuff. So bags, hats, belts. So definitely worth taking a look, especially if you're in the market for a belt. Looks like the leather belts are $82 and the stretch woven is $97. Now, I know that for some people that might be a little more expensive than you want to spend, but Italian leather belts.
I was gonna say the leather belts, they'll last quite a while.
And even the stretch woven, like I've got one that is like it's my go-to belt, and I've had it for years and years, and it's the greatest thing ever. So
it seems like it's a lot when you're like, what? And then, but you don't have to buy another one every few months.
Right.
With the cheaper ones, like they bust and then your pants are going to fall off.
Yeah.
While you struggle to go find another belt to wear. So
totally.
Yeah. I've had the leather belt I've had for, years now.
Yep. So check it out, widethebrand.com, and you can see what they have to offer. Well, Jody, that's all I've got.
Yeah. It's a quick one today.
Absolutely.
Get out there. Here it's another sunny day.
There is one more thing.
One more
Heavy Conversation Live.
Oh, yes. We got to keep talking about that.
Yes. Heavy Conversation Live. We are doing it.
Boop, boop, boop. Calendar.
Yes. Let's see. Let
Is
me
it
make
the
sure.
30th? Are we doing it the last week?
Yes, the last week. We're doing
Yeah.
it the 30th.
Okay.
So March 30th. We are doing it at 6 p.m. Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
I guess 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. There we
Yep.
go.
All
So
the important times.
yes. So join us. Bring your questions, bring your beers. We'll have some fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it'll be a good time.
it will.
This will be our second one, I think.
Yes.
So
Yes. And yeah. So we're going to be doing them monthly. So tune in and yeah, it'll be fun. It's not just audio, it's also video. So
yeah.
you get to see us in all our glory.
Woo.
Yes.
All this glory.
That's right. Prepare yourselves. So
All
there we
right.
go.
Well, thanks, Bruce.
Thanks, Jody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.